We know when you like, when you let the poop out, and it just kind of like it's hard for
Hmm.
you to sit down after.
Yeah, it feels like your butthole's tingling.
Okay,
It's very uncomfortable.
I'm just gonna be.
Okay.
What is up, Lewis?
Oh, no annoying intro. Are we just gonna edit that in later?
Yeah, I'll let it
That
out.
was an option. You're a fucking jerk.
Uh, anyways, welcome to a new episode
What?
of We Got Issues. Tim here and Lewis, as always.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? You
so,
jerk.
so, today we are going to be talking about something very, very interesting. This actually, if you guys are watching this or listening to this on Spotify, I encourage that you guys do. There's going to be a somewhat of a two-part episode, maybe, I don't know. There was actually two topics that we wanted to talk about, but we separated the two. We got issues. We're going to talk about what's going on with DC. We had a topic, but then I saw the headlines just before we came on, like about an hour ago, an hour or two ago, about a merger that's happening with DC. And then we scratched the original. I scratched the original topic, and then pretty much we're just gonna go with this. And then we're also going to be talking about what happened to AEW and Cody Rhodes on Random Nerd Shit. So watch out for that. Random Nerd Shit. It's going to be on Thursday. So tomorrow, when you guys watch this. So today, Wednesday, we got issues. Tomorrow, Random Nerd Shit on Spotify too. Make sure you listen on to that. So today, we had a topic for We Got Issues, and then what ended up happening was, again, like I said, a news broke out stating that very, very soon, DC will be announcing a big merger. I mean, that's not really a big. I don't think it's a big news, but it was news that last year, was it last year, Lewis, or 2 years ago, that Warner was going to sell off, or AT&T was going to sell off Warner, and it went to it went to Animal Planet,
I
Discovery Channel,
think
Discovery Channel.
I think it was officially announced 2 years ago, but it might have been technically on the works for at least 3 years.
Yeah, so it's
And the reason
technically,
why it took an entire year to actually publicly be announced is because COVID.
yeah. Yeah, and then plus it didn't. If you watch the other when we announced it, when they announced it, and then we talked about it, and we got issues that at that time too as well. It's not going to take effect until mid this year, I think, and then or next year. Is that correct? If I'm not mistaken, I haven't looked back on that issue, but I know that when they announced it, they said the whole merger is not really gonna it's not gonna be taken. Sorry, the buyout it's not going to take effect until later on, which gives Discovery Channel some time to actually find other suitors to sell off Warner Brothers, right? I believe that's what we were talking about, because Discovery Channel wasn't going to keep it. They were
I don't
gonna sell it
think
off.
Discovery Channel keeps anything. I don't think it's kind of like, in my opinion, this Discovery Channel is the same way as
Right.
Sci-Fi, where they make
Right.
or attempt to do cool shit, but then they run into a problem where they can't afford to keep going with it anymore.
So
Because if you remember the Expanse show,
right,
that was
right,
originally a Sci-Fi original that they couldn't
yeah,
afford to keep going, and then
yeah,
Amazon bought it.
right. Sorry, before I move forward, I apologize. I was like sniffing my nose there. My allergies are going
What
crazy. No, I
does
was
your nose smell like?
no, I
This is
was
this is the answer that people are really into.
I mean, I don't have COVID. I just have seasonal allergies. But um, so essentially, we knew that Discovery Channel wasn't going to keep Warner Brothers at all and DC properties. But it's kind of interesting that they may have found a suitor. but the key word in that news that was DC is going to announce a merger. That is the key word to it, right? It's the
I
same thing as
mean, they're
what
not
did you say,
a.
Lewis?
It's kind of like saying Marvel had a merger with Disney.
That's it. Yeah, that's what he said. So we were talking about it earlier. It's like when Marvel said that they're going to have a merger with Disney. You did not get a merger. You got bought
You,
out, man.
you got your pants dropped unwillingly and then got reamed in the ass, and you were called my bitch.
It's like that. Is that scene from Wolf of Wall Street when they were talking to that lady when he licked his hand, pulled like pull like he imitated pulling someone's pants down. You didn't see that part?
Oh, when he was
Essentially.
trying to sell them on
A pink slip.
essentially, yeah. So
Yeah,
he was trying to like tell him like, oh yeah, this is super hot. No one knows about it.
yeah, yeah.
400% return.
Yeah, yeah. So, but what's your take on this, Lewis? Who do you think is going to merge with with DC or Warner Brothers?
Anything I say is because I want it to, not because it's going to happen. I
Right.
have no fucking idea who would buy them
Mm-hmm.
outside of maybe HBO.
HBO is owned by Warner Brothers. They're already
Then
there.
okay, Amazon then. Like where the fuck else? Amazon probably wants superhero shit.
No, Amazon and Netflix are concentrating on the indie side. So
And even then, wouldn't Amazon want something mainstream to encourage the indie side even more?
no, because if because Image
Because
has
at this point, I'm thinking of more about like a diversity of
no,
that they can
because
like make.
if you think of the properties of Amazon, like what Amazon owns, so they own Comixology, right? They
Mhm.
did a deal with Scott Snyder and all that stuff, right? And then they have the Invincible. Season 2 is coming out pretty soon, and then they have the Boys. It doesn't seem like
God,
Amazon. It
it's
doesn't seem
gonna
like
be
yeah.
it's gonna
It's
be angry.
it doesn't seem like Amazon will actually be in contention for it. Netflix is a hard no to as well
I don't
because
see Netflix.
no, I don't see Netflix actually being in contention to buying off DC Comics. There's no way. I mean, they have a deal set, right? They have a deal set with Warner Brothers. That's why you still see some DC products on Netflix, right? Because they need a distributor at one point. At this point, there's no more distribution needed because each company has their own distribution now with the mainstream. They
Pain in the
have
ass.
partnership because they need like a hub. For example, HBO they left Amazon as their partnering hub. So if you go to if you have Amazon Prime, everyone listening and watching, if you have Amazon Prime, you'll notice that if you click on anything that you can see on HBO Max and you can view in HBO Max, you have to pay extra in Amazon for it, right? They call it premium because it becomes like a one hub thing, kind of like Apple TV. Apple TV Plus is not just its own streaming service, but it's also a hub for Hulu, Netflix, and HBO Max, right? So HBO Max left Amazon, um, but they still have Netflix. So I don't think Amazon is in contention. Netflix is a big maybe, maybe not. When I say maybe, maybe not.
There's only two things that I can think of. It's
Mhm.
either um Peacock is finally gonna have some content.
Peacock. No, but okay, hold on. Since you're on Peacock, Peacock is coming out with something, man. Like with something. I mean,
It's called The Batman.
like they took the post COVID episode from South Park. They took it from HBO. They have that Mark Wahlberg series. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I don't even know what you're talking
Um,
about.
Mark Wahlberg has a series called Infinite in Paramount Plus. They have the Blue's Clues No Way Home coming out. So
And you know what? Nicolas Cage has a movie called Nicolas Cage.
yeah, did you see
But this
that by the
means
way?
nothing to me.
Just off topic, did you see that by the way? The
The
Blue's
Nicolas
Clues
Cage?
no, the Blue's Clues No Way Home.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, why I
Is
explain?
it racist?
No, hold on. While I explain to people where I think my theory is where DC is gonna go Google Blue's Clues movie Paramount Plus. So
Or Disney is
no,
finally gonna be our
this-
one true overlord.
so Google that first, and then I'll tell you my theory on it.
Yeah.
So essentially,
yeah.
my thing is, I think Disney is going to just like what you said. My theory is that Disney will be the one who will be merging with them, because I think it's a perfect timing if Disney is going to buy them out. Because with the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, that can actually set it off. That can set
Ooh,
it
did
off.
you see that trailer? That trailer was fire.
Yeah, that could actually set it off. So with the Doctor Strange, that can actually set off all the multiverses. And yes, you know, Justice League has been mentioned too as well in Eternals. Yes, we get that. But like what we pointed out back in November, on We Got Issues there, that they've already mentioned Justice League in Marvel in the comic books in Thor number 2, issue 2 or issue 3 of Donna Cates' run. So we already said that the Justice League does exist in that universe. So it only would make sense if Disney actually acquires DC Comics, and that is your next big cinematic universe, and that's going to be your next end game in the next few years. I would say in the next 5-10 years, just like what they did with Avengers. You'll have like an Avengers versus DC in there, and then they'll call everybody back, give them another contract or something, right? But I think the other contention in there that not a lot of people are talking about is Universal. Universal could be in the running. So you don't know.
Isn't
They can't.
Universal kind of owned by Disney?
No, they borrow. Remember, I told you this before, like way before.
Borrowing licenses.
Yeah, they borrow them, kind of like because they won't let them go. Remember, we talked about this in the store. This is like way before we started. We Got Issues. This is like 5-6 years ago. That they're just borrowing Thor and Hulk from Universal because they still have the rights for that. And the same thing with Sony. They still have the rights for all the Spider-Man universe. They're not gonna let that go because of the success of the MCU. They did that with Fox too as well. Fox were just like, we're not letting go of the mutants. Well, you know, they did the whole Bruce Wayne on them and bought fucking Fox. So, you know, that happened. And then when they couldn't do any Blade series, Marvel couldn't do any Blade series until the rights for Blade went from Warner Brothers.
Oh,
back.
they're owned by Comcast.
Who?
Universal City Studios LLC is owned by NBC Universal, which is owned by Comcast.
Yeah. So I think that's what's going to happen. Kind of like I said before, Blade was owned by Warner Brothers before, and then the rights came back to Disney. That's why they're making a Blade movie now. So so going back to Blue's Clues, Lewis, did you find that?
It was like where the three Steves are uniting to become Captain America or something.
Yeah, I posted on the Comic Score promotion Instagram that today marks the first day that
Joshua and Joe or something, or Josh.
I don't know. So today is the first day that marked that Spider-Man actually surpassed Avatar as the largest domestic earnings. And then on the next page in the Instagram story, I posted the three Steves. I mean the Blue's Clues with the three guys.
Steve, Joe, Josh, and Blue unite.
Yeah, and I put for now.
Oh, well.
For now. So I mean,
Blue is a 15-year-old dog. He is getting into his end of his life cycle.
It's a her.
I don't care.
Like, Blue's a her.
I don't care.
So, um, so
It's
what do
an
you
animated blue dog. I don't care.
blue female dog?
Okay, fine. It's a blue
It's an
animated female
It's an
dog.
animated female dog. I mean, come
Okay,
on,
I've
man.
just said it. It's a blue female
Just-
animated dog.
Just get it right, man. Come
I
on.
mean, I don't want to fucking hear that out of anyone but you. You fucking hypocrite. You shut the fuck up.
I think you should.
You
No,
politically
just get.
correct fucking
It's
like
no. I
wannabe
say get it.
asshole.
No, I say get it right. If it's right, if it's right, if you have.
Oh,
if-
fucking eat me. You fucking don't live by that
if-
philosophy.
Oh, I live with that philosophy.
Oh,
I
sure you
die with that
do.
philosophy, man.
Alrighty, we'll revisit this philosophy later on.
Look, I live that by philosophy.
You
If,
can't even fucking me look in the eye when you say live by that philosophy.
I'm looking at you right now.
I
told you
can't
that.
tell.
I
You're
literally
looking at a
told you that.
camera right now. We're
Yeah,
not making
which is
fucking eye
you.
contact.
I'm looking at
You're
you,
fucking doing
Lewis.
this.
Looking at you. I'm looking at you, Lewis. Okay. Yeah, I saw that middle finger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I'm not that laggy. Jesus.
no, it's laggy. But what is your theory, Lewis? What is your theory on who is going to be merging with DC Comics or Warner Brothers or whatever is being sold by Discovery Channel? Who do you think is going
Comcast
to?
is a really good running because they really have nothing.
Comcast owned them before.
They can re-own them again.
Why would they re-own them again if they got rid of them? They
I
got
feel
rid of them for a
like-
reason.
I feel like DC is like a ping pong STD that you like to get back every once in a while and then get rid of.
There's I don't think in my off the top of my head there is no company that got rid of of a property because it was a liability and like years later and be like, yeah, sure, I'll take it again. That's just dumb. That's like bad business decision. Like, who would do that? No, I don't think Comcast would. Like, why would they acquire Warner Brothers again? The article
truly
says
be-
DC.
I truly believe it will be most likely Disney and just trying to take everything. Because
Is that
that sounds like a very Disney thing to do.
It'll be the worst thing that can happen if that happens.
Not for them. They'll just.
Oh
eat
no,
the
no,
cost.
not for them. Of course not for them because they're gonna make a shitload of toys for that. But
Yeah,
for the property,
that's
you know,
I feel
that's
like
how
that's their main goal. They buy
That's how-
IPs that they can make a
Yeah.
shit ton of toys out of.
like that's how I felt about Star Wars, and that's how I feel about Marvel. Yeah, I mean the cinematic universe are great, and then they come alive and whatnot. I enjoy them a lot,
Hasbro has to now make DC toys.
but I just think that
Rather than it being called the line Marvel Legends, it's DC Legends.
it's still the worst. It was still the worst decision that Marvel did, that to sell themselves off to Disney. But that's just
I
me.
mean, what other choice did they have? That or
Like-
bankruptcy?
Like, let me put it this way. No, they were doing great. They were doing great with Iron Man, and then they were doing great with what came after Iron Man? It wasn't Thor.
You're also saying it like they had a choice.
They did have a choice.
I don't think so. I think they were
Remember-
publicly owned
remember-
and they were just bought out.
Remember, Iron Man didn't come out from Disney. Disney didn't own Iron Man. Iron Man was independently funded by Marvel itself.
Also, we're taking this into account that it's American companies.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
what you think? Like, what is that? What is that Chinese company that owns like
Tencent?
online? Tencent. You think Tencent's gonna own?
I mean, they
DC?
have a lot of money, and the way that fucking our government works is really fucking idiotic. Where
Do you
a
know?
lot of our companies are able to buy stocks,
Do you
but
know
like,
what?
we can't vice versa do to them because stupidity.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of uprising will happen if Tencent actually acquired DC? Just think about it. Just think about it really, really hard, Lewis. You are in the United States of America. You're about to sell off the most American fucking character created that start off the comic book company and the comic book world and the propaganda during World War II and during World War II. Like, fucking Superman is as American as you can get.
I
You
am
can
an American selling historical history to a foreign country for money.
Yeah.
Sounds on brand.
No, you think Americans would actually allow that to happen?
Yes.
What kind of revenue will you see if that ever happens from Americans?
None. That's the whole point.
Then
Only
that
one
makes
person's gonna get it.
that makes no sense. That makes
Why?
no sense. No,
Why
Tencent's
do you
not gonna
not
acquire
believe
DC
that?
company. You listen, you're in America, dude. This
Yeah.
is like this country lives off patriotism and patriotism. Patriotism. Well, patriotism too as
Listen,
well.
there's only maybe like 3 states that are gonna have a problem with this
This
for
is
like maybe a week.
like
Michigan, Ohio,
being patriotic is
Kentucky.
being patriotic is like the number one weapon of all politicians here in America. There's no
That
way. There's
and
no
the
way.
message from God telling them to do it.
They made Jonathan Kent gay, and that was headline news. They're like, that is not my Superman. Yes,
I
it's
mean,
not your Superman.
they only cared for like a week and then no one gave the fuck.
They did not care for a week. That was 2 months of annoying fucking press.
And I mean, do
was
they care about
annoying.
it anymore?
No,
They went into the next controversy. That's how it works.
This is like another thing that I don't like about what's happening with DC. That's why I dropped ordering DC stuff, is that they have fucked up something really good back in 2011.
You mean
Which-
the 52?
New 52. They don't lie, Lewis. You know for
had
a
such a
fact.
hard on for that one.
I do. I have such
Batman was really amazing early on, anyways. All the art across the board, 90% of it was incredible. Flash was okay. Wonder Woman, mediocre, better than what she normally does. Everything else was kind of meh.
this is the thing. New 52 was
Suicide Squad was bad.
New 52 was the most amazing thing that DC has ever done. But this is the most annoying part. New 52, this is the reason why I have such a boner for it. Okay. The story is magnificently placed and artistically written. It was like, how hard is it for people to understand?
I wonder why it did so poorly on sales.
Like let me put it this way. How hard is it to understand? They said Action Comics take place 5 years before Superman, and Superman takes place 5 years after Action Comics.
So they have 5 years of content. Cool.
They have such content. So they're like, whatever you're reading right now on Superman is
You gotta
5
make
years.
it go towards that.
It's 5 years in the future
But
of
I mean,
Action Comics. It's like, let me put it this way. Just let me get this out. Like so New 52 has sprung up artists that you could not get away from in the next 10, 11, 12 years. Writers have left their mark on DC until this day. You know what I mean? Scott Snyder is there, Greg Capullo, right?
just
everybody-
so that they can delete us the
Yeah.
entire thing with Rebirth.
Like, let me put it this way. Tyler, like, let's just put
Not much
Tyler
of a
like let's use Tyler Kirkham for example. Tyler's been around for years, right? He worked in Dark Horse and he worked in Top Cow and all that stuff, right? But he became a household name when he did Green Lantern, the most handsomest fucking Green Lantern ever. Kyle Rayner. Yeah, Kyle Rayner is like the most
Kyle
handsomest.
Rayner was
the most
so
handsomest,
fucking
like-
good looking that he stole Hal Jordan's girlfriend.
Like it was magnificent looking, man.
He is a homewrecker.
New Guardians, like the first 52 books was amazing. Action Comics, Batman, Detective Comics, New Guardians, Green Lantern, Aquaman got his pride back. He got his
Aquaman-
pride back.
Aquaman fucked in that series.
Yeah. He like literally fucked in that
He
series,
was
man.
literally, if you combined Poseidon and Zeus combined,
It was like amazing.
think
Like
of everything Mira does and
Yeah.
him, and then he can summon
Yeah.
lightning bolts.
like literally put it this way, there is no Jason Momoa if it wasn't for New 52. That's for sure. That is for sure, man.
It,
The
it
Batman,
was the
like-
it was the predetermination for
Yeah.
cool guy Aquaman.
this might not be a good argument, but the reason why comic book stores and comic book shops online and brick and mortars are seeing about 89% of their orders in DC right now are all Batman is because of New 52. Okay, because of the success of Batman and Detective Comics.
Also,
Okay.
80% of DC normally is just Batman.
So
I mean, that's
New-
never changed.
So New 52 was like the best thing that ever happened to them, but they succumbed to like people's annoying and whining and all that
It's
crap.
called the loud minority.
Yeah, but here's the annoying part. You did DC. Well, I'm not saying you, Lewis, but DC did something so amazing with New 52. People bitch and complain. They changed it, but yet now people are bitching and complaining about the progressiveness that you're beating down on people's throats.
I mean,
You have
people
and no, hold on,
bitch
and
regardless.
then you have a garbage story, but then you're just going with controversy to sell books. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what DC has come to now. They're just going with controversy after controversy after controversy, beating down their agenda through your throat just so that you can and just so that they can have sales. But and then you have people complaining. They're like, oh, you don't want to get Superman anymore because you're homophobic. Oh, you don't want to get Robins because they're all gay. Oh, you LGBTQ. Oh, because Batman's black now. You don't want to do that. No, that's not the problem. The problem is I'll read about all the gay superheroes that you want and all the black people that you want to put in there. And, you want to convert all the white ones to black ones or like Asian ones. I don't really care, right? You can convert them all in one. But your story are garbage. They're garbage story. It's not the progressiveness that bothers me. What bothers me is the story is just garbage. Like Jonathan Kent being gay, great. I don't care. He's still Superman.
My
And
problem
then
with that, he's not dating anybody interesting.
he's not dating anybody interesting at all.
It's just a new character they're just trying to work
That's
on
it.
and put in forcefully, and that's
But the story is just
so
garbage. It's
boring.
just garbage. I mean, like you see it like, oh, Tom Taylor's doing it. I'm like, great, Tom Taylor's doing it, but you're just selling it based out of his name. What he's being asked to put forth is garbage. I mean, like, did you read Dark Knights of Steel? That was amazing.
I love that book so much.
That was amazing.
It's
right?
still
That was-
going on. What are we talking
know.
about? It
That-
was amazing. It's fucking
It is. Oh, I apologize.
phenomenal book.
I apologize. It is amazing because it's his story. It's what he wants to put out. But then,
God, it's so fucking good.
like, how do you go from Dark Knights of Steel to Superman, Superman, Son of Kal-El? It's like two different worlds, dude.
It's
do you know what I mean?
I feel like it's a book that he intended to write, and another book was that he was told to write.
Yeah, it was like two different books. Like here's one that came out of New 52 / Rebirth, because it was like in between. Okay, New 52 / Rebirth, the new Superman. Remember
Never
the
got a
Asian?
chance.
Remember
Never got a
the
chance. I
yeah.
thought his like Asian Justice League had it was
dude,
picking up,
the Asian Justice League. When they got to the Asian Justice League, it was amazing.
and
Look,
then the sales were so bad at that point that they cut it off.
But here's the thing: the sales were so bad because people were complaining. They're like, "Well, this is not Superman. He's Asian." They let the controversy dictate their sales.
I
Yeah.
would have just gave him a superhero name and not rely on the banner of Superman for so
Yeah.
fucking long.
Yeah.
Maybe the first 5 issues, and then like, you know what? This is my new name. They just never did that.
That's the way DC is doing things now. They let
they were trying to live
they
off
let
a banner.
yeah, they let the controversy dictate the sales, which is the most horrible thing because the new Superman was great. His story, the way his story began, like how he became the Superman, is because he got it from Lana Lang. And Lana Lang was like the last one to have the electric power. It's like amazing, man.
But also the problem with controversies, eventually people get bored of them and move on.
Yeah, and they don't last.
So if your sales are dictated by controversy, you're gonna see a decline because in the end of the day, people don't really give a fuck.
I feel like DC is trying to do is that they're trying to
Dirty Mike and the boys.
I feel like they're trying to catch the lightning that they had with Doomsday. The death of Superman. Remember, the death of Superman was it was very controversial, but the story was really good in the same time.
Dude, like that was a good way, unironically, to kill Superman. It's an unkillable entity. The moment you kill him, he comes back. But you cannot kill him the same way because he's evolved.
Yeah, it was blatantly ripped off of Saiyans. Everybody knows that. Any anime fan would know is a blatantly ripped off of Goku and like fucking Saiyan race.
Yeah, everybody knows that. You get them to the point of near death, they come back stronger, better, faster.
Yeah, and
like a Duracell battery.
And whatever you use does not work again. It's like fucking Cell. Yeah, it's like Cell.
Cell is a better indication, but Cell was. I don't want to explain Cell to you. It take up the whole show.
So essentially, that's what DC is doing right now. They're trying to sell controversy in order to get the sales that they need. I mean, the way that you should do this is that, man, they should just leave artistic writers and illustrators alone, man. Like it happened. It's happened.
The Britney Spears contra.
It's happening with movies too as well. Like I remember when Suicide Squad was in production, and then it went to pre-production. It went to pre-production, production, and then post-production. I remember when the day that it went to post-production, everybody tweeted David Ayer, and they tweeted him saying, "You need to lock your doors. If the Warner Brothers executive knock on them, do not answer it while you're editing this movie. Just don't answer it." But you know what he did? He fucking answered it. So now you got a garbage goddamn movie.
How are you feeling about the Batman?
The one coming in?
Yeah. You were don't at me because you were very fucking excited for this movie.
I'm very excited about it, but then
I'm very excited to make jokes about it.
But the history of Warner Brothers tampering with the editing.
You taste the salt already?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me put it this way. If they approached the Batman the way they approached James Gunn's Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, I'm all in, man.
So here's by the way, Peacemaker's a fucking amazing TV series.
Oh, you finally
I've been watching it.
You're watching
on lock. I'm very excited for the season finale this Thursday. I'm a little sad.
Okay, hold on.
Killed that role, by the way.
Hold on. You know what makes you sad? What makes you sad is not the series over, is the fact that just like everybody else, your Thursday morning begins with, do you really want to taste it? That makes
it's a banger.
That makes my Thursday, man.
I mean, it's a good workout track.
Like James Gunn was interviewed and said, "I want to get rid of that intro button," and he found a way, man. That was the most amazing thing. He found a way. That is the way. That is the way.
It's part of my soundtrack. I'm not gonna escape it.
It was amazing. I love the story of that band too as well. Do you know that they got dropped by their agents a day before Peacemaker came out.
Wow.
Yeah, they dropped
Did
them.
they at least take their master track with them?
I'm pretty sure they did because now they're making
That-
bank,
that-
man.
If they had the rights to the master track, if they were dropped, they're fine. Otherwise, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Not only did they not make any money,
No, they're
people
making
that
money.
dropped them. Oh, thank God.
No, they're making money. They're having great success right now. So
You know, the
Um,
only person that I know has ever had their master track like from day one was David Bowie.
yeah.
Besides him, most people don't have their master tracks by
Um,
ownership.
but you know, just to go back to Peacemaker, the best character, which they already warned us, the best character that you're gonna love is Vigilante. Which I'm not gonna lie, he's fucking hilarious,
It's
man. Like,
Deadpool. It's an excuse to have Deadpool in there.
so here's my thing.
Yo,
I think-
he's insane. He's super competent.
I think that let's put it this way. I think Vigilante, and I'm gonna make this argument. I think Vigilante is way better than Deadpool, personality wise.
Personality wise,
way better.
because so here's the thing, right? After you take off the costumes and all that, you can't really hang out with Deadpool.
No,
You can hang out with Vigilante, and he wants to hang out with you.
Vigilante is like the only one who
Is that annoying
at
best
least-
friend?
no, at least that Vigilante, James Gunn's Vigilante, is the only character that I know of that went against Quentin
The character?
Tarantino's theory of Superman. He was the only one. So for everybody who doesn't know, and Lou was giving me that look, Quentin Tarantino's theory of Superman dates back in Kill Bill Part 2.
God, this
He
show
says-
is lasting longer than I thought.
He said that Superman's unique because everybody else, every single superhero that you know of, wake up. Let's just say Bruce Wayne. He wakes up Bruce Wayne. He puts on the costume. He's Batman, right? So Spider-Man, Peter Parker. He wakes up Peter Parker, puts on the costume. He's Spider-Man. Superman, on the other hand, he wakes up Superman. He doesn't put on the costume. He becomes Superman. No, he's already Superman. The
He just dresses
costume.
up like Clark Kent.
The costume is Clark Kent. That is the facade. Vigilante is the exact same way. He can put on the mask and the costume. He's Vigilante. Takes that shit off. He's still fucking Vigilante, man. Like, freaking hilarious. Like, my most favorite part of Vigilante in that series is that when he was hiding behind the dumpster, and then they're like, "Who the hell is that guy?"
It's
like,
like
oh,
his
I'm just-
happy dance.
He's like, I'm just trying to find out if you guys are trustworthy. He's like, we are trustworthy. He's with us. I'm like, how do I know that? I don't know that. And he starts to walk
who
away.
are you people anyways?
Yeah, who are you people anyway? You got the cops. What's going on here? And then they're like, you know what? You don't belong here. It's like, okay, fine, I don't belong here. And he's like, you should just get out of here. And you see him walking away, and then he turns around. I was gonna walk away.
to, but then you just
Then-
you told me that.
Then you told me not to go away, so now I'm gonna stay here. He's like, why are you staying here? Because if I go, I look weak. So I'm gonna fucking stay.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I would do the same thing.
I would have done the same thing. Now I fucking can't go. You're fucking making me look weak
Yeah,
in front of my
'cause-
best friends.
Cause now I'm gonna use that for everything. If somebody's like, "Oh, shut up, Tim," I was going to
Was
shut
gonna
up.
shut up. But now I'm just gonna keep talking because otherwise I look weak.
Oh my god,
So
that's
good.
fucking. hilarious.
Man,
I
it's
fucking love.
it's such good writing.
Yeah.
Even the more ridiculous parts of me, like, oh, okay, they still haven't. I unironically, even with like the weirdest shit that like any other like TV series or movie would have lost me, I'm like, I'm still
Uh-huh.
in.
Yeah,
This
I'm
can be.
fucking in.
This is ludicrous for ludicrous' sake.
I fucking love it, man. Like John Cena did very, very well, man. Good
They
for
were-
him.
oh,
man.
by the way, the piano scene.
Yeah, that's all him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all him. Oh my god.
Well, the thing is, Lewis, you don't watch Total Divas. Have you seen that Total
no,
Divas?
why the fuck would I watch something
Yeah,
named that
so-
way?
Okay, so you don't watch Total Divas, but I watched it with Rachel and whatnot, and you know, John Cena played piano in there, so I knew that was him the whole time.
Oh, I didn't know.
yeah, I
didn't
knew
know
it was
he
him the
was
whole
a-
time.
He was so artistic in the. I mean, like, because like look at his fingers. Like his lack of like movement is so weird that he was able to even play that song.
Yeah. It's just gonna be sad. See, all these stuff that we're talking about is all the thing that's what makes DC great, man. Like artistic writing, artistic
So
illustration, like anything that you just let the creator do makes DC great. New 52, that was great, right? Half of
it
Rebirth.
also, I feel like it fills in that one small niche of after the movie, after they save the world, after
Yeah.
all this garbage, what do they
Yeah.
do afterwards?
Yeah, it's just it DC, when they make people just do what they like to do artistically, is really really good, but they just can't. They just, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's not, there's like something wrong. What is that thing called, Lewis? The impersonator syndrome. That's it. Have you heard of that?
No.
So impersonator syndrome means that if you have such success in life, you feel like you don't deserve that success, so you kind of swerve off and like make and then you pretty much, you know, you just
No,
self-destruct.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Where
that's
you feel like a phony.
yeah, it's called imposter syndrome. So that's like, I think that's what DC had. I think that's what DC has. They have the imposter syndrome or something. Every time they have something great going on, they're gonna like throw some stupid ass controversy that has nothing to do with the story just to sell some books. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's really sad. It's just really sad.
In other news, Paramount Plus confirmed season 2 for Halo, and my all-time question is why?
Because it's amazing.
Did you see the first season? I didn't.
I didn't see season 2.
Go fuck yourself then, because it's amazing.
Well, that's another story. But I don't know. What do you
Find
guys
out next time?
yeah, but what do you guys think? Who's going to buy off DC? And whoever buys off DC, do you think that they're actually going to let the writers, directors, illustrators be as artistic as they want? What do you think, Lewis?
No.
No.
We're gonna get like 2 good things, and then it's back to full Warner Brothers control.
It'll be interesting next week, and who, you know, we got issues next week. It's just gonna be about who bought them, so, or merged, whatever they want to fucking call it.
So curious,
Yeah.
because
we can-
wherever they go, we're going to get still very angry people for no reason.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about how sad it is and how stupid it is whoever bought DC.
Meh.
So, any last words, Lewis? Come on, you already know your last words, man. Don't
Pick up
drag
the
it.
new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. It's actually pretty good.
I actually have some last words. Today, Wednesday. If you guys haven't picked up last week yet, pick up Vampirella Valentine's Day Special. Andres Labrada has a 5-page spread in there. And then I'm going to talk about this to you later when we go off air, Lewis. Today, Wednesday, Red Sonja, Red, White, and Black is out. Andres also has a 10-page spread in there too as well. So go pick that up today, guys. But until then, we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.